This is my audience member. Hazing involves pressuring a person to endure some sort of physical or mental abuse, harassment, or humiliation as a condition of gaining membership or acceptance into a group. Most commonly used by sororities and fraternities at universities, hazing is also used by the military, sports teams, and even in the workplace. Hazing began in colleges because the freshmen and sophomores had a natural rivalry. In that case, the sophomores took it upon themselves to initiate the incoming freshmen into their organization into a number of ways. Initiation ranged from excessive drinking to wearing goofy clothes to college classes to make them stand out. The military started hazing people as far back as the 18th century by the Marines. Hazing began in the military because it gave the soldiers a set of new beliefs and loyalties according to James Oglaw, and kicked out the old allegiances to the soldier that the soldier may have had. The process allows the person to no longer see himself as an individual, but as a team as a whole. When handled appropriately, hazing is an important initiation, allowing organizations to unite through trust and common experience. On the contrary, those against hazing point out that it has been pushed to the extreme and ended in casualties. Hazing comes in many different forms, from being forced to binge drink to physical and psychological abuse. A perfect example is the Russian military, which takes its initiations to an extreme. Just to start, the men in the country's military are drafted, paid poorly, and given unsanitary living conditions. Many young recruits die from being beaten, tortured, and oppressed. It has been estimated by the Mothers' Rights Foundation that 4,000 to 5,000 recruits in the Russian military die from suicide and abuse each year. Also, when handled appropriately, Greek life can have its casualties. When joining Greek life on campus, many participants may be peer pressured into consuming large amounts of alcohol as part of one of their initiation processes. Since the sorority and fraternities are pushing the pledges to drink, most of whom are underage, these cause another problem. According to Stevens, alcohol is a factor in 98% of the fatal hazing incidents. An 18-year-old boy named Scott Kruger died of an alcohol overdose. The pledges in the fraternity Phi Gamma Delta were coaxed to drink till they vomited. Kruger took a total of 16 shots in 1 hour, which caused the oxygen to not reach his brain and caused his blood to become too thin. However, these extreme and deadly hazing incidents are few and far between. Hazing is a positive ritual, but it must be handled with care. The media rarely shows the positive sides of hazing, and choosing instead to focus on extreme and sensational stories like these. Hazing brings people in military branches closer together. Since most hazing is kept a secret, few images or videos are ever seen. However, when any videos or interviews are let out, people tend to overreact and judge the organizations involved. Citizens become so disturbed by the footage that the story generally makes it onto the evening news. After being seen from leaked videotapes, Marines involved in blood pinning defended the practice. Blood pinning is where paratroopers celebrate their completion of parachute training by allowing other Marines to pound newly acquired pin-on medals into their chests. If the new recruit goes through the experience, it shows that the others that he won't let them down in war or battle zones. One Marine, Dennis O'Brien, said, "I won't forget my pride when my commander officer smashed the pins of brand new corporal chevrons into my collarbone, drawing blood." O'Brien wasn't the only one. Many Marines consider the experience to be morale boosting. The new paratroopers knew that they would be a part of the group as if it was a rite of passage. David Dubinson said there was no doubt in the Marines' mind that the unpleasantness would soon end and they would be brothers among brothers in part of their units. Hazing is important to the Marines because it allows the squad to trust one another. Hazing acts as a team-building experience. They know they can trust each other in a line of battle which is their means of survival. Another form of organization, Greek life, is most commonly thought of when discussing hazing. This is an unfair stereotype. To help their negative reputations, sororities and fraternities put a lot of money into charities. Many also do contribute to volunteer work to leave on positive traditions to future members. Sorority and fraternities have willing participants who want to join their clubs, even after hearing the stories from the past pledges. Pledges are people who want to become members of a sorority or a fraternity. Many see the initiation process as a positive experience that builds character and gives ties to the group, while others just want respect from their peers. If they feel the group has gone too far in the hazing, the pledges reserve the right to drop out and not continue to try to join the organization. However, this means they will not be in the desired fraternity or sorority, which is not ideal for most pledges. The initiation process is worth it to the pledges, allowing them to be a part of something bigger than themselves. Hazing allows the members in the Greek organization to have a common experience which bonds them as a whole. These few experiences allows members to have friendships and connections even after they leave their universities. Defenders of the Greek initiation say it is an important part of the Greek experience that brings them closer together. Although hazing has its downfalls, the connection it brings when successfully done is priceless. The bonds the people in the organization share last a lifetime from these initiations. In many organizations, even though extreme in some circumstances, hazing is needed so that the trust for one another is unconditional. Loyalty, especially in the military, is very important in war situations. The people involved in hazing have to go through tough situations to obtain the goal they have wanted, to be part of the organization, which is an important life skill. Hazing can build friendships, trust, and unite a group of people through one experience. Therefore, when handled correctly, hazing is a valuable rite of passage for people entering organizations.